Hey everybody, Wayne here. In today's Recon, I'm unboxing Shiloh, the First Day, Crisis in the West, 1862. Designed by Steve Carey and published by Revolution Games. This is the 11th volume in the Blind Sword series. Alright, so this is one I have been very excited for, anxious to take a look at, and glad it's finally here. So Shiloh, the First Day. Again, this is volume 11 in Revolution Games, American Civil War, Blind Sword series, originally created by the evil genius himself, Hermann Luttmann. This game in particular, designed by Steve Carey. I've talked to him. I know he has a lot of passion for the American Civil War. So as soon as I heard he was designing one of these games, I knew I needed to get my hands on it, no matter what. But everything I've seen up to this point looks very exciting. So I am very anxious to get this one open and played. So let's start taking a look at it. This is going to be, I think, the largest of the Blind Swords games. It is a 2-mapper with additional maps for certain scenarios, along with 3 counter sheets, which for Blind Swords is a very large game. Again, I believe the largest as of the printing of this game and the filming of this video. So for those who don't know, which of you follow the American Civil War, if you know about the American Civil War, if you're interested in history, you probably do, but let's have a little recap here, shall we? It's early morning on Sunday, April 6, 1862. Union soldiers are in camp cooking their breakfast and cleaning their weapons, while other men are excitedly returning from picket duty, reporting a large mass of rapidly approaching rebels. Cannon fire booms in the distance. Suddenly, wave after wave of Confederate infantry rush from the woods, determined to drive the Yankees into the waters of the Tennessee River. Grant is initially not on the field, and his army seems ill-prepared for a major fight. Shiloh, the First Day, is a historic portrayal, one of the most monumental engagements of the entire American Civil War. Pivotal battle in the Western Theater, where leaders on both sides had to constantly grapple with a plethora of command and control challenges. Revolution Games' highly popular blind sword system is perfectly suited to depict the extreme chaos of that fateful day. All right, I am very excited for this one. Let's go ahead. Let's start opening her up, shall we? So you guys have seen, you've heard it, seen some stuff here. Let's get her open, see what comes in this box. Love the cover artwork there. Very solid, very sturdy box, very nice box. Goes well with all the others in the series. All right, so you're getting the white and red dice comes with it for making your cohesion checks. First off, this will be, so on this back should be a player aid. Oh, actually, well, sort of. The game record track. So you have your times. Remember, this game does cover just the first day, so it doesn't cover the second day. So it has the first day, the rebel, the Confederate attack on the Union position, pushing them back. And then it does not have the second day where the Union responds and counterattacks and pushes the rebels back, and the rebels eventually retreat. Victory point track, your broken track for your brigades and regiments that are removed from field of battle here. So this will usually be, so if you have the Ziploc version of the game, this will be what comes usually as kind of the cover within it. Should have a couple of these CRT. Yep, so it's a 2-player game, so as always. So one hand you have your CRT. So CRT, I mentioned the red and white dice, right? You're rolling, depending on your strength points, rolling the 2 dice, putting them side by side, so you don't add them together. Give them side by side, right? So 1 and 1 comes 11 there. 6 and 6 next to each other becomes 66. Checking the cohesion rating of the actual unit, which we'll cover that in a second here. Your different types of weapons: smoothbore muskets, rifle and smoothbore. Smoothbore cannons, rifle cannons, mixed cannon, and then there's gunboats, obviously. Fire combat shift, close combat shifts. Looking at your cohesion test table, so depending if you get a hit with the CRT, right, and then if it matches with the color compared to the defending unit's cohesion rating, so, is it green, is it yellow, is it red? Check over here, and then green, yellow, red, routine, tough, severe, rolling on these. Terrain key, all in color, very nice, of course. Pretty standard at this point, but definitely appreciated, needed, and very grateful to have that. All right, we have 2 larger cardstock foldouts here. So the event description, so these are your event chits, right? Your event chits are gonna change kind of have special things that happen, change the game, kind of, a little bit of that chaos. That's a big part of the blind sword system. Charge, cavalry, command confusion. Some of them I recognize. Firefight, some I do not. Some are new for this game. You can see them here. As always, by the way, I film in 4K. So if there was something you want to, if you make sure it's in 4K, so check the bottom right of your settings, click the little gear icon and click to 4K. And then you can also click pause, and then you can get a good view of something. You can take your time to read it. Notice it has only used in certain scenarios on these, so that's pretty nice. That's listed there as well. And on the other side, we have what looks like, so for certain scenarios, the fog of war table for each of the different scenarios. Fog of war is one of the chits, one of the event chits that gets seeded. All right, so there's one. This is obviously the Union one. You have the Confederates. Same thing with the fog of war table. Okay. As always in my recons, my unboxings, I'm looking at everything. I'm trying to get it down around 10 minutes. This one may take a little bit longer. But, I'm not trying to teach the game. This isn't a super huge preview. Check out maybe Mo's game table or Zillablitz if you want to see, a 20-minute video, 30-minute video on it. I will do that when I get to my playthroughs, tutorials, and reviews. All right, so identical player aids again. It's a 2-player game. That's core, even though since it's chit pull, very solitaire friendly. First side here of the player aid. Terrain effects chart, just the different terrain, what it costs for infantry, artillery, what it does to line of sight, your brigade orders, right, in this game. You're drawing for chit draw, activating brigades, giving them orders, attacking, defend, maneuver, regroup, or fall back. USA only? Interesting. That is not an order I've seen before. So, new to this game. Okay, the hex side terrain. Because I think there's one small change in the rules. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Artillery stacking, general casualties, USA artillery move restrictions, sound along, roll table. All right. Oh, the other side was blank. Again, each of the players would get one. Scenario reminders. So the game does come with multiple scenarios with multiple maps depending on the scenario. Some use the main map, some have their own map. It's very interesting and unique and really, I would say, appreciated. So again, you can see all the different scenario reminders and then exclusive rules reminders. I think this is it that one? It's a big one. Well, this is different. So a line of sight that traces through a vertex is clear unless both hexes block. A change from previous games in the series. I'm fairly certain that if one of the trains is blocking, it becomes obscured. So if you have one, so both have to be blocked for it to actually be, otherwise it's going to be clear. Very interesting. Okay. To see how that plays out in the game. And then something with the newer Blind Swords games, you have the brigade activation displays, right? So that way, somewhere easy for you to place the actual brigade counters. Let's look at the Confederates closer. As always, pause if you need to take a closer look at them. We use the Union one. Army of the Tennessee, Army of the Mississippi. So you have them on there, then you can flip them over, place them, say, hey, they're activated, so that way you know. And again, depending on the division. CIC, Commander-in-Chief here. Johnston, Beauregard. Beauregard with 2, huh? Oh, brutal. All right. Okay, and then I did notice, so this one actually has, so look, the rulebook's quick, then we'll look at the counters, and then the maps. Yeah, this one's going to be over 10 minutes. Sorry, guys. Okay, so Blind Sword Series Rules, version 1.3, 2024. So this one's not on the website yet, as far as I can find it. Could not find it online. The only one online is version 1.2. So if you check in here, Rulebook, version 1.3 changes one rule, 11.3D, which just has to do with close combat. 11.3D, resolving close combat attacks. CRT, column to left beyond the lowest column CRT, then no close combat occurs. So, all right. So it'll be not in color. So this one's not in color. The actual exclusive rules in the scenario books are in color. This one is not. It's a decent rule book. It's not perfect. I've never thought it was perfect. But at this point, I'm so comfortable with the game, it's hard for me to give good feedback on the rulebook because I'm so comfortable with the system itself. You have your contents here. Does the back have? Yep, the back does have an index. Very nice, of course. And you're going to have some pictures telling you, okay, what are the infantry, cavalry, artillery, your markers for shaken or disrupted, VP markers, brigade activation markers, the ones that remember on the display. Different types of chits. Your sequence of play. Command decision, you pick those chits. You have artillery. Artillery fires back and forth. You do the chit draw phase where you're drawing to see who's going to activate, rolling to see if they do activate. It's part of the brigade activation phase, giving them different orders. Chits maybe go in the back of the cup. Chits, or excuse me, you keep drawing or you're done. Go to the end turn phase and then on to the next turn. And it just explains how it goes. Examples, gameplay notes. Again, I know the system well enough, or maybe too well, that it's hard for me to give good feedback on it. I know that I used to find it sometimes hard with the blocks when I was learning it. Kind of the blocks, the text, I feel like it kind of flowed together a little bit, but at this point, it does work for me. So if you're struggling a little bit, take your time, keep trying. It will click. If I can learn it, anyone can. All right, exclusive rules. Again, designer Steve Carey, developer Roger Miller, and then of course all the team. Art Edward Hudson, Charles Kibler, Mark Mahaffey. I know Edmund Hudson does the art on the maps, I believe. Mark McAfee does the units. Charles Kibler, maybe he does units as well. Could be wrong on that. But exclusive rules goes up to, 16 pages, including the index. And this is in color, so you can now see, okay, you can see some units in color, hexes, what things are. Again, a lot of things that are in the series rulebook, but you're gonna see them either reiterated in here or clarified or possibly changed. Play, brigade order. So looks like there's gonna be some exceptions in this game. There's gonna be some changes. So it is I would say it's a longer exclusive rulebook than I'm used to with blind swords. So maybe something to erect counters. Look at those in a minute. Something that'll be different. Shiloh is a wonderfully dramatic battle. The leader of one side is killed, and the other one is going on to glory. Shelby Foote. All right, and then an index at the back there. All right, final look at the scenario book. Whew, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. This one definitely is more than 10 minutes. There's a lot of content in this box. All right, full color. Looking at the scenario book here. There are 7 scenarios offered in Shiloh the first day. 3 are using included small maps. 3 utilize only one map, while 1 scenario, Bloody April, uses both maps. All right. So again, you're just going to have 16.1, 16.2. You're going to have the different scenarios here. Units are shown, setup shown, activation shown, all the good stuff, all the rules. Again, we're not trying to learn it through. Oh, and then there's actually, it looks like notes. What is this? Is this the tutorial covers a complete initial turn from one of the scenarios. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, I like that. Really helping me to learn the game, combined with, of course, my videos, right? All right, let's look at these counters, and then we will open up some maps and look at them. Okay, so 3 counter sheets. First one here is going to focus on the old Rebs here. Shiloh. Let's take a closer look. Again, always pause if you want to. Just wonderful counters. Always have really enjoyed counter art by Charles Kibler. Okay, I said Mark Mahaffey. I was wrong. Sorry, Charles. Always have loved the look. Very clear, easy to read. Having the strength points, SPs, and the cohesion rating, having the state, right, icon, and then you have the various types of armaments on there. You can see, I don't know, I just think it looks fantastic. I'm kind of looking at them close. I'm a big fan. What can I say? I think they've looked good. I've played all these games. Really enjoyed them. Having the portraits of the historical leaders. You have your event chits, brigade activation markers, right? So any special chits, low ammo, for fog of war, etc. So look very good. Very good here. Again, pause it if you need to. Backside. And their standard thickness, brown core. Nothing too crazy, not too thin, not too thick. They'll pop out, see? They'll pop out pretty good here, so. All right, so that is the old Rebs. Let's look at the Union now. See what the Yankees are up to here. Counter sheet. Indiana, Ohio, Illinois. Always love seeing, there's Michigan, seeing Missouri, and then Missouri on the Rebels as well up here. Always funny. What What a conflict, huh? A terrible conflict. Really was brothers fighting brothers, huh? All right, so we have some special, where's that sound the long roll? Unit headquarters, rebel surprise, game turn marker, so, yep. All right. And then we have, not actual, game markers, but, so not combat units, excuse me. You have your shaken, and then on the backside, you're going to have your disrupted. Camp control, rebel one side, Yankee on the other. Fire move for the artillery. Again, a newer development where before you just rotate them to the side. Now, hey, you actually have a marker you can throw on to say, yep, hey, they have been fired or moved, depending on also, by the way, gray or blue. And these rect counters. Yeah, I don't know what that's for. It's a new something part of this game. All right, so we're going to check out these maps. Go ahead and give me a second here. All right, so I kind of sort of have the map set up. So this is one of those things I've mentioned on my channel if you're a regular viewer. If you're not, this may be your first time for you. I do not play 2-map games. I don't have room on my gaming table for it. I mean, theoretically, I could probably mess around and maybe get things set up, but certainly not for my play area that I use to make videos on, right? So I have the maps lengthwise. They're full-size maps. One here, one here. They do overlap. So map A on my left, map B on my right. You can see from up there, even from way up there, beautiful artwork, wonderful artwork, very easy to see, clear terrain. You can definitely tell different types of terrain apart very easily. Very well done for Edmund. Great job on this. So looking at it, yeah, am I gonna be able to play the two map version? Not on my table. This is not gonna happen. The one scenario or the last scenario, right? But as you remember from the scenario book, that's only one of the 7 scenarios. The other 6 are either going to use one of the maps. So yay me, I can use a full map. Or this is something that when I saw this, I was really excited about. Super happy they're doing this. I don't expect it from every game, but I certainly appreciate it in this one. That's the fact that there are actually 3 more maps, individual smaller maps that come with it that cover parts of the battlefield for you to use for certain scenarios. So for instance, you have, and it says the scenario in the bottom corner here. So for instance, this one, map 16.5, right? So for scenario 16.5, you have the north, and you have kind of where the, if I move these out of the way, but you can kind of get a little closer look. Right here, see? So you have this area right here. So basically, you can play out a scenario over here around the peach orchard, and it's going to have, its own setup. So if you don't have to try to fold up the big map or try to play around the big map, you can actually have this smaller one. And then, kind of going down in size from there, you have this one that's basically the size of a sheet of paper. So, map for scenario 16.1 here. And it's the same beautiful artwork, same good artwork here. Have that as well. And then finally, we have this map for scenario 16.6 here. So just a very, very cool part of this game that I really, really think is awesome. So excited about that, especially as someone who, I don't play 2 mappers. I really don't. I don't have the room for them. So one size map, great. These smaller ones, even better, depending on the battle. Some of them you need a big map. That's absolutely fine. But sometimes I like a smaller map too. So that'd be great. I bet these are great scenarios for players new to the system. Can go ahead and learn on a smaller map. Now, something that is kind of interesting to me. So you probably can't see it from up there, and I'm not sure if, maybe I got it wrong or maybe there's just something I'm missing. I do notice that the numbers repeat. So the very far left, which I don't know if you guys can see, very far left is, those are 1,000 column, let's call it, right? 1,100 column, 1,200, etc., all the way over to the 4,000 column here. Well, then we start over here, and it does overlap by 1 by design. So technically there's one hex here, 1 row, or column, excuse me. Those are 1,000, 1,100, 1,200. So you do have it repeats from 1,000 to 4,000 on map A and map B. I don't know if that's intentional or not. Thought it was kind of interesting. Maybe it is. Maybe when you check in the rule book, the scenario book, you'll differentiate between map A and map B. I'm not really sure. just sort of pointing that out again as my recons. I always give my initial thoughts, whether right, wrong, or just something I'm kind of wondering about. But okay, man, this thing looks epic. So we got big maps, we got and little maps. We got 3 counter sheets. We are cooking here. 3 counter sheets, 3 books. Yeah, just tons of player aids, tons of stuff in here. That is Shiloh, the first day. There's activation displays. Shiloh, the first day. Crisis in the West, April 6th, 1862, Volume 11. Steve Carey, Revolution Games. Hey, I'm excited about this one. If you guys have made it this far, would love a thumbs up on the video here. And then also a subscription. It's free. Just click the subscribe button. You don't have to watch every one of my videos, just the ones that interest you. But it makes it a lot easier to get new games to show off to you guys. So I intend to cover this one. Additional videos, tutorials, playthroughs, reviews, of course. And I'm going to cover it. I love blind swords. Really want to see what Steve and the crew at Revolution have done with this game, covering this battle, especially just the variety of content we have here in this box. So looks like you're probably getting the most bang for your buck, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it out. I'm excited. So hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know in the comments below if you have your copy, if you ordered it. You can order it because of me, you order it because of someone else. I don't care. Let me know. Let's talk about it. Till next time, everybody. Later.